Today on Good Morning Maine, the latest on a potential government shutdown and how it could impact life here in Maine.
Plus, important advice from fire officials as the heating season returns.
And why members of a Pittsfield church are being forced to move from their longtime home. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for joining us. We'll have all the day's news coming up, but first a check of the forecast. And you probably are starting to use your heat like a lot of people at this time. It's getting pretty chilly in the morning. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, and I haven't changed any of my screens to the storm windows, so it's more cold than it needs to be. I'm just lazy.
I think we're all kind of in the same boat. People are finally, well, maybe I should take the air conditioner out of the window.
That too.
That
That's
kind of
my
thing.
other thing this weekend.
Yeah. Rude awakening though, because things are going to be cooling off at night. The good news though, it looks like the sunshine will continue and pretty warm temperatures heading into the weekend. And
I did look up too. Yesterday was kind of funky. If you could find yourself looking at the sun in a way that made it appear like the moon, we are getting some residual wildfire smoke from Canada. So, you know, it's just an air quality alert may be the name of the game today as well.
Yeah.
Here's Devin Biggs with the forecast.
Hey, Craig and Emma, happy Friday. And we're starting off with areas of dense fog that's starting out across the region this morning. Pretty widespread in some spots as well. Many areas are down about a half mile or less, and some spots even up to a mile at best. So definitely take it slow this morning and allow extra time to get to where you're going. If there's any good news to report, though, we will work on getting that fog out of here, as there's pretty much going to be a lot of sunshine today. We have a few clouds tracking in from the southwest and going to the north and east. But otherwise, we're looking pretty good out there. We're going to be staying dry all day long, and in fact, the next several days too. The rain you see right about in here will stay away from us, so as we have high pressure right about in here, so that'll help to erode any rainfall. We may get some clouds in here today, though, which may help to obscure the sunshine for a bit, but otherwise, we're going to stay dry for the next several days. Futurecast moving forward, showing some clouds moving in from time to time, mixing in with some sunshine. A few more clouds approach later on tonight, maybe mixing in with some areas of dense fog yet again. So clouds and areas of dense fog possible later on tonight again. As for the wind, not too bad, though, roughly at around 3 to 5 miles per hour at best, but notice the winds stay rather relaxed today, tonight, and also into tomorrow, so not much wind to be worried about moving forward. So lower 70s today, not bad, partly cloudy, but south wind getting up to around 5 miles per hour. By tonight, upper 40s, partly cloudy, areas of dense fog yet again, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a mixture of clouds and sunshine with temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
One person died in a single vehicle crash in Alton. A state police spokesperson says troopers responded to the crash on the Alton Tannery Road just before 4:30 Thursday afternoon. The vehicle went off the left side of the road and into some trees. Troopers found the driver and sole occupant of that vehicle deceased. Officials say that they believe the crash actually happened Wednesday night. Alcohol and speed are believed to be contributing factors in the accident. The crash remains under investigation.
3 people are hurt and a driver is charged after a wrong-way crash in Freeport yesterday morning around 9 a.m. Police took reports about a minivan stopping on 295, then driving into the median. Troopers say the van left by the time they arrived. They say the driver, later identified as 30-year-old Marina Kinney, then drove the wrong way on the northbound side of 295 and hit 2 vehicles, including a box truck, head-on. One driver suffered just cuts, but both Kinney and another driver were hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries. Police charged Kinney at the hospital with operating under the influence.
Well, the Lincoln Police Department is asking the public to reach out if they have any information regarding a possible drug overdose that happened last Friday. At midnight on Friday, they were dispatched to a house on Katahdin Avenue where a 16-year-old boy had been found unconscious. He later passed away, despite receiving aid from first responders for about 40 minutes. The police department is now waiting on test results to determine if this was in fact a case of a drug overdose. They also say they'd like to remind citizens that if anyone is struggling with drug addiction, there are resources available. They say options for help can be found online at knowyouroptions.maine.
A raging fire destroyed 3 businesses along the waterfront in Port Clyde. The Maine Department of Public Safety says firefighters were called to the scene around 1 a.m. Thursday morning. They say the fire started in the Dip Net restaurant and quickly spread to 2 other businesses. All 3 businesses were destroyed. Investigators spent the day interviewing witnesses and neighbors and reviewing any potential evidence. According to the Courier-Gazette, the fire burned through the Monhegan boat line and Port Clyde General Store as well. The restaurant. The Department of Safety says fire investigators responded and were on the scene until early yesterday evening. And given the scope of the fire, it could take days to conclude the investigation. There were no reported injuries.
Well, the U.S. Congress is barreling towards a government shutdown without a solid plan in sight to avert one. Now lawmakers have less than 48 hours to come up with an agreement, or millions of Americans could be furloughed without pay. ABC's Em Nguyen has more from Washington.
This morning, mounting tensions on Capitol Hill as House Speaker Kevin McCarthy wrestles with hard-right Republicans to make a deal that would avert a government shutdown.
Why would they side with Biden on an open border when we have an opportunity to do something like it? Are they doing it for that reason? Are they doing it for personal reasons? Doing it chaos?
Today, McCarthy plans to hold a test vote on a far-right bill urging his GOP conference to unite and approve a measure that would slash federal funding by 8% and toughen border security while temporarily keeping the government open. But at least 10 GOP members are against any continuing resolution.
Do you believe McCarthy has the votes if he puts that CR on the floor tomorrow?
No, he doesn't.
It will fail.
Yeah.
The House passed 4 of the 12 appropriations bills needed to fund the new fiscal year, but they're considered dead on arrival in the Senate. If a shutdown comes October 1st, as many as 4 million federal workers, including 20,000 Border Patrol officers, could be furloughed or asked to work without a paycheck.
We can't have the lack of security of our border.
Notably, a shutdown could also impact more than 1 million active duty service members, including Austin Carrick's husband. This mom saying they rely on every paycheck to help with their daughter's medical expenses.
They are literally playing games with our lives. We mean nothing to them, but they expect my husband to go fight their wars. That's not fair.
Meanwhile, the Senate unveiled a stopgap measure that would keep the government open until mid-November, but it includes funding for Ukraine, something McCarthy has indicated is a non-starter for House GOP. Em Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Back here at home, leaders and thousands of Mainers are worried about how a government shutdown is going to impact them. Our Grace Blanchard shares more.
Initially, we likely won't see any impact. It will impact the workers, but not directly to the airport.
A government shutdown would have a major impact on federal employees all across the state, including here at the Bangor International Airport. According to a spokesman from TSA New England, TSA employs more than 50,000 officers at more than 440 federalized airports nationwide.
We're fortunate that we talk with them on a daily basis, so we know what some of the struggles that they might face are fairly early on, and we just try to do the best we can to support them.
The last time we had one of these shutdowns, TSA people were getting Hannaford gift cards from people in order to put food on the table.
Senator Angus King says we would see widespread impact here in Maine.
Whether it's TSA or the Department of Agriculture or the Acadia National Park, those are families that are put at risk by this.
For places like Acadia National Park, it could mean closing the gates.
It's a big impact for us, and I think anytime that these hard decisions come up, it impacts not only the park, but a lot of our fundamental government services.
And food pantries all across the state are preparing for a potential uptick in needs as many federal programs would get interrupted.
I don't know how we will be able to handle additional people in need. There's only so much food we can receive and distribute every week, and we are, all of us in this area, at capacity.
It all hinges on whether Congress can come to a resolution.
I'm hoping good things will happen in the next 48 hours, but I have to tell you right now, I'm not very optimistic.
In Bangor, Grace Blanchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, in other news, the start of fall in Maine also marks the start of moose hunting season, which got underway on Monday. The department issued more than 4,000 permits this year. Officials met with the Department of Inland Fisheries Wildlife, say the number of permits issued will allow hunters to harvest enough moose to keep the population healthy. Officials say this is not only beneficial for wildlife and hunters, but even for people who don't hunt at all, because it manages the moose population. The season runs until November 11th, but that, of course, depends on the type of permit you have and what type of moose you are hunting.
With the arrival of fall, Mainers will soon be turning up their heat in their homes. Our David Ledford spoke with the VZ Fire Department on how to do so safely.
Ahead of the winter season and following house fires just last week in both Plymouth and Amherst, officials are sharing tips on safe heating. While it may seem obvious, VZ Fire Department Chief Pete Metcalf says the first thing homeowners should do is simply check their equipment, because not everybody does.
Check their boilers, check their furnaces. Even if they burn with natural gas or propane, it's good to have a technician come in and make sure the tolerances are where they're supposed to be.
A wood stove offers a rustic method for home heating, but you should be careful what you put in it, and make sure your chimney is thoroughly cleaned.
Small amounts of cardboard. You don't want to use a large amount. What can tend to happen is that cardboard or that paper will go up to the chimney, may sit in that chimney, and may cause a blockage. You clean your chimney. Don't burn food or other heavy trash. Anything that is not designed to burn in a wood stove or a fireplace could always lead to a catastrophic fire.
Metcalf says preparation is one of the most important steps in preventing a house fire.
We always recommend working smoke alarms, working carbon monoxide detectors in the homes. Replace any batteries that aren't working, and make sure that you do have working alarms in the homes. That's the best way to prevent death or injury in a home caused by fire.
In VZ, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
'Tis the season. I think I heard my furnace kick on for the first time like a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. If you're gonna have a fire or anything, clean your chimneys, and don't be putting anything that you shouldn't light on fire in the fireplace.
We know the routine. We just have to kind of be reminded.
Right.
Every now and then.
Yeah. I know I do. All right, the time now is 6:12. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, members of a Pittsfield church are being forced to move to a new building after more than 150 years. We'll hear what their future holds.
But first, another check of that weather forecast. Another beautiful day today. It will be partly cloudy with plenty of sunshine. The highs up near 71 degrees. Partly cloudy with areas of fog overnight. Lows dropping down to the upper 40s. Tomorrow, another partly cloudy day on the way with highs near 75.
Ladies, a Maine adventure.
It may seem a little early, but Christmas is right around the corner.
And we have free layaway at Rennie's.
Free?
Free.
Free.
Thank you for shopping locally.
It's free.
A couple takes their dog for a walk early one morning. Their husband brutally killed. A story where nothing is what it seems.
You cannot make this up.
David Muir, Deborah Roberts, the season premiere of 2020, tonight on ABC.
Renovating or building new, you'll find a wide selection of high-performing, energy-efficient, and beautiful windows and doors at Hammond Lumber Company. Your Hammond sales representative will walk you through the showroom displays and help you choose options to create a personalized custom look. Free in-home measurement is available, and Hammond can deliver your order from any of their locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Bring your vision and enjoy better light and added security and energy savings with quality windows and doors from Hammond Lumber Company.
Good morning, America.
His lease prohibits subletting, and he still subletted to multiple people. We didn't know about it.
You had no idea about the 3 other roommates?
No.
When did you find out?
Just now.
How many roommates have you had over a 10-year span?
Hot Bench.
Friday at 3 on ABC 7.
Welcome back, everyone. If you're looking for a locally owned shop to get a special gift for someone special, a former Brewer staple is back in town and open for business. Huckleberries first opened up shop 10 years ago in Brewer, but later moved to Bucksport for a while. After a tough year last year, owner Diane Stimpson says they found a location back in Brewer. She says they're glad to welcome back patrons, and it's a bit of a homecoming.
It's been great in that so many customers who I had in Brewer previously have come in and said, I'm so glad you're back. And that's been nice.
Stimpson says she focuses on unique items like pottery, jewelry, signs, and jigsaw puzzles. She says those puzzles are her biggest seller. She also says she's stocked and ready to go with plenty of Christmas ornaments this year.
112 Easy Street in Pittsfield is home to one of the oldest buildings in town. But over the past few years, the Union Meeting House has started to deteriorate, making the church unsafe. So the Universalist Council members put the building up for sale after over 150 years of calling it their home. Our Doug Banks went to Pittsfield to find out what happens next for both the Union Meeting House and the Universalist members.
The Union Meeting House has gone through many changes since it was first built in 1857. One constant, however, has been the laughs, heartbreaks, and strength shared by Unitarian Universalists throughout the years.
This building has been part of my life for a long time.
But the Meeting House has started to show its age. The sanctuary walls are gradually being pushed outwards, causing structural damage to the roof. With lower attendance, insurance running out in November, and no contractors willing to take on the project, council members decided it was time to move on.
It's a beautiful space, but a church is not a building. A church is the people within it.
I have a love-hate relationship with this building in the sense that it's a beautiful, wonderful building. On the other hand, it has totally consumed this congregation for years.
Starting on Sunday, October 8th, their service will move here to the Pittsfield Public Library. And although their location may change, the love and support this community shares with one another is what's most important and what will always stay.
We're just going to be meeting somewhere else. It's the people that I mostly remember.
It was never a question of continuity. We will be a congregation. We'll continue to be a congregation.
Long after the clocks cease to tick and the sanctuary door closes, it's not the building that will last forever. It's the memories, even when the lights go out.
It's such a holy place with the beautiful windows. But, wherever we met, it was okay because we were all together.
In Pittsfield, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Boy, that's really sad to see happen. Love those beautiful windows, all the woodwork and everything.
It's like moving out of a childhood home.
Yeah, it sounds like they have a good attitude, though. It's not the church, the building itself, it's the people inside.
Yeah, yep, love to see it. All right, the time now is 6:17. After the break, we'll hear from crew members of the USS Augusta, who have been training on the ship for the last 6 months.
That and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Ellsworth, is sponsored by Nana's Attic and Then Some in Ellsworth is full of unique antique items from the past that everyone will enjoy. 3 Pennies and a Dime is a unique Maine-made gift store featuring more than 100 local artisans. Come visit us in our new spot in the Maine Coast Mall. Dragonfire Pizza, serving the best pizza in Ellsworth. Don't believe us? Why not come by and see what all the hype is about?
If I don't hear from you tonight, I know it, but I can't let go. Everything I love is out to sea.
The Greg B. Harrell Show. ...
Am I supposed to read the ...
More than that, there's nothing.
Mesothelioma is more than a ravaging illness. It is a disease that can ruin a family's finances and is never the victim's fault. The law offices of Joe Bornstein has been fighting and winning for Maine families for nearly 50 years, and we've collected over $500 million for injured Mainers. If you or a loved one is a victim of mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, call Joe today for a free case evaluation and to learn about your family's legal rights. Dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
Welcome back, everyone. The crew of the USS Augusta has been training together for the last 6 months, and on Saturday that ship will be commissioned into the active fleet. It's only the second vessel in history to be named after Maine's capital city, so it's only fitting for the ship to be commissioned right here in the Pine Tree State.
I am
We've spent a lot of time learning to trust each other and increasing our own capabilities so that we are the best crew for the ship.
After half a year of extensive training, the crew of the USS Augusta is finally ready to embark on its long-awaited voyage. The littoral combat ship will officially join the active fleet during a commissioning ceremony on Saturday.
Just preparing for the commissioning has been wonderful. I've been blessed with a great crew.
Command Senior Chief Jonathan Ariave has been tasked with training the ship's 70 crew members for the past 6 months, during which time they've learned to rely on one another.
The beauty of a ship like the LCS is that small crew, but they're independent. They're dependent of each other so much that they build a bond that you don't really see too much on other platforms.
These crew members hail from all over the country, but that's not the only thing that makes this particular crew unique.
We are the first LCS crew to ever take a ship from the Gulf Coast all the way to the most northeast corner of America for commissioning before heading back to our home port of San Diego, California.
And after all their rigorous training and preparation, it's that return home that crew members are looking forward to most.
Seeing my wife and kids, see my family, seeing my sailors see their families again. They need that. They need to see their families again. They need to see their friends. They need to see the result of all their hard work within the past 6 months.
The USS Augusta will be commissioned Saturday at 10 a.m. in Eastport. For ABC 7 and Fox 22 News, I'm Peter Dubois.
And people are welcome to view the commissioning ceremony on Saturday. There will also be a live stream available. If you can't make it in person, you can head to our website, foxbangor.com, to learn more. I believe they're going to have a bunch of food trucks, that kind of thing, live music, big celebration all day long.
Right, it's not just that, all sorts of stuff going on in Eastport.
Should be good weather for it, too.
Yeah, sounds like fun. The time now is 6:22.
Let's get a full look at that weather forecast.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, happy Friday. Areas of dense fog developing after this morning. Reducing visibility is pretty much widespread to around a half mile or less, so please be careful in many spots as you do travel this morning. Might take a bit to get to your destination, whether that's work or that's school for that matter. Otherwise, though, we're going to be watching for some clouds tracking in from the southwest to the north and east, but not obscuring the sun entirely. We'll still have enough sun to burn out the fog that we're seeing out there this morning. And even though we're seeing some precipitation further down to the south, you can see that pretty much near Boston, some other areas further down to the south. This will stay away from us, though, because of high pressure that's right nearby. There's no rain in the forecast for the next several days. Let's zoom things out and give you the bigger picture. We have high pressure right about in here. We have low pressure just to the south. High pressure will win out, though, which will help to keep the precipitation away. So a lot of dry days will be on the way. Let's break this all down with Futurecast. So again, a pretty nice day with a partly cloudy sky overall. Areas of dense fog will be possible in a few spots overnight tonight yet again. But as we head towards tomorrow, that fog will burn off, and we'll see a lot of sunshine for the day for your Friday, or for your Saturday for that matter. Then by the time we head towards Saturday night, maybe some clouds and areas of dense fog yet again, but a lot of the clouds will be tapering off. So as we head towards Sunday morning, a beautiful day will be on the way. Our average high temperature is now 65 degrees. We'll do the lower 70s today, middle to upper 70s Saturday and a Sunday, back in the mid 70s again Monday, upper 70s, maybe some lower 80s Tuesday and a Wednesday, then back in the mid 70s again as we head towards your Thursday. Fall foliage, check this out though, the recent updates showing some really impressive fall colors starting to show up already near Bangor, Ellsworth, and Greenville at around 50 to 75% coverage, and some patchy coverage as well in the Millinocket area as well, at the 25 to 45% coverage. So the leaves are changing quickly. Get outside and enjoy it while you can. And we typically peak though at around pretty much around late October, so early to mid October, maybe even late October for that matter as well. We can see that's when we start to see some peaking of the fall colors. So pretty much get outside and enjoy while you can, though, because once the leaves do change, they will be falling out the trees rather fast. So for today, though, lower 70s, partly cloudy, south wind at around 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper 40s, partly cloudy, areas of dense fog yet again, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tomorrow, mid 70s, partly cloudy, with that north wind getting up to around 5 miles per hour. Here's a look at your extended forecast. So a lot of dry days on the way. Sunday also to Monday, mostly sunny. Temperatures in the middle to upper 70s for both days. We'll be back in the upper 70s, maybe lower 80s again for your Tuesday, with a lot of sunshine as well.
Harris Lumber is locally owned and has been serving the Pequot region for more than 50 years. See them for all your projects, big or small. Customer service is their #1 priority. And with a full line of lumber and hardware items, they can also deliver to your job site. Harris Lumber, Milo. Whether you're thinking of getting your first tattoo or building onto your collection of skin art,
Disconnected Tattoo and Art Company in Ellsworth provides the safest and most comfortable tattoo and piercing experience.
at Disconnected Tattoo, we'll combine your vision with our art to create something special that will last the test of time.
Don't trust your personal body art to anyone else.
Call Disconnected Tattoo today to schedule your consultation.
Or check out our Facebook page.
Disconnected Tattoo and Art Company in Ellsworth.
We get up and go, no matter what day it is. We make sure nothing keeps us from doing what needs to be done, because we're driven by what we love. Milwaukee's outdoor power equipment handles any job, big or small. From trimmers, blowers, and mowers to chain and pole saws, Milwaukee's battery-operated high-output tools will help get you to the moments that matter most. Get what you need to keep you firing on all cylinders when you sign up for Napa Rewards. Coastal Auto Parts is owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
When visiting Maine, there are a few must-dos. Be a foodie. Relax on the water. Share your experiences. And start a shopping adventure at one of 17 Rennie's locations throughout Maine.
Rennie's, a Maine adventure.
The Farmer's Table in Corinna brings you outstanding breakfasts, lunches, and dinners made from farm-grown fresh ingredients. Dinner specials are available every day. Enjoy our homemade desserts, and above all, bring your appetite to the Farmer's Table in Corinna.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
New Jersey Democratic Senator Bob Menendez is making it clear to his Democratic colleagues he's not going down without a fight. Menendez addressed his fellow senators one day after pleading not guilty to federal charges. Fox News congressional correspondent Aisha Hasni has a reaction from Capitol Hill.
I will continue to cast votes on behalf of the people of New Jersey as I have for 18 years.
Tonight, Senator Bob Menendez remains defiant amid calls from within his own party to step down. The senior senator from New Jersey spoke to his caucus behind closed doors today, the first time since pleading not guilty to bribery charges.
Well, they heard my message.
Fox has learned Menendez explicitly told Democrats he will not resign, despite more than half wanting him to go.
It's crazy. And right now it's arrogance.
Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman is one of them. He says he's ready to pursue other avenues to remove Menendez, like expulsion. The Senate hasn't expelled a member in over a century, mostly over siding with Confederacy. It hasn't censured anyone since Dave Durenberger in 1990 over misuse of campaign funds. Democratic leadership recently brushed off a censure resolution or even a vote to kick Menendez out of the caucus. This week, Senator Ben Cardin replaced Menendez as chair of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. But Democrats aren't saying yet if he'll have access to classified briefings or partake in any committee work.
That's the primary issue that I think we have to take up.
And one senior Democratic senator who did not want to be identified told Fox that he's really depressed over all of this and that Democrats really don't know what to do about Menendez. On Capitol Hill, I'm Aisha Hasni, Fox News.
We turn now to a struggle for millions of parents, where to find affordable child care. The struggle is about to get even more difficult after this weekend, perhaps anyway. ABC's Andrew Fujii tells us why.
This morning, millions of parents are about to fall off what's being called the child care cliff.
It could be catastrophic.
During the pandemic, Congress approved nearly $50 billion to support the child care industry and help parents nationwide. But tomorrow, that help is set to expire.
Child care businesses are going to be put into a position of having to either raise fees on parents or lower the wages of their child care teachers.
Estimates show without the government support, up to 70,000 child care centers could close, affecting more than 3 million children. The root of the problem? Rising costs, up more than 14% in the last 5 years. The average cost per child is now nearly $11,000 per year. Single mom Alana Smith says she worries without the federal help, she won't be able to afford it.
The prices are going up, so it's definitely a struggle to afford daycare and to maintain that working as a single parent.
Experts say working parents, particularly moms, will suffer.
When there's childcare breakdowns, parents are forced out of the workforce, and it impacts moms the most.
So what can parents do? In San Diego, some parents are opting for alternatives to traditional daycare.
Hi, guys.
A company called June Care connects families in need of childcare with stay-at-home parents.
I don't work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, so it was really important for me to get care, good value care when I needed it with somebody that I trusted.
Experts also recommend a babysitting exchange when different parents switch off taking care of the kids. Or a nanny share. That's when multiple families split the cost of one person looking after the children. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
Housing demand is cooling off as mortgage rates hit their highest level since 2000. The Mortgage Bankers Association's index of mortgage applications falling 1.3% last week, while the average rate on a 30-year loan climbed to 7.41%. 1 year ago, the rate was 5.65%. The increase in rates weighing heavily on housing demand. Applications for a mortgage to purchase a home are down 2% for the week and down 27% compared to this time last year. Makes sense. All right, coming up on the second half of the show, we'll hear from some business owners in Millinocket who discuss the much welcomed bump in business during leaf peeping season.
We'll have that and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Ready to refresh your home? Fall into savings with incredible deals at the Furniture Gallery. Shop new arrivals from top brands like Ashley, Serta, Restonic, Nectar, and Franklin. Fall in love with unbeatable deals like our sofa and love seat sets for only $9.99 or sofas starting at $3.99. Indulge in ultimate comfort with over 150 recliner styles starting at just $2.99. My family and I are committed to giving you the best value for your money at the Furniture Gallery. Support our Maine family-owned business and save money. The Furniture Gallery.
I hurt my shoulder in a car accident and needed lots of medical treatment, but the insurance company only offered me this tiny little check.
This tiny check won't even cover my medical bills.
After a car accident, don't take a tiny check from the insurance company. Call the Twos.
I didn't accept this tiny check. I called the Twos, and Lowry & Associates got me $300,000.
Call the Twos. We win for you.
If you're hurt in an accident, what do you do? Call 222-2222.
It's another exciting year of high school football in the state of Maine. Get out and support your home team and be looking for the ABC7 Sports Blitz crew. You can get a free Sports Blitz t-shirt, then watch Sports Blitz during ABC7 News at 11 every Friday night during the football season. Blitz shirts courtesy of Coastal Auto Parts, Carl's Auto Parts, Drinkwater's Cash Fuel, Drinkwater's Variety, Grey Wolf Auto, Lincoln Color Center, Rick Burpee State Farm Insurance Agency, and Steaks and Stuff.
What can I get everyone?
The usual for all of us?
Actually, I'll do the special.
Great choice.
Wow, the special? Look at you.
Switch it up sometimes, you know.
I got 4 vodka sodas and 1 Maine blueberry mojito. So, who ordered the special? I'll grab a few more.
It's time to try something new. For more cocktail inspiration, download the Maine Spirits app.
You're watching ABC7 Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Today's Friday, September 29th, 2023. It's also National Coffee Day. I kind of got ahead of myself there.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. We all could use it. This is the day we celebrate the beverage that keeps us going. According to history books, coffee was discovered by a goat farmer in Ethiopia around 800 AD. He was feeding different berries to his goats and discovered coffee beans made them energetic. As the years went on, some people in Europe reacted to the new drink with suspicion or even fear and asked the Pope to investigate whether it was the work of Satan.
It's got to be Satan.
It has
right?
to be.
Yeah.
You know, anything that gives you any slight amount of joy in life,
Right.
that's the work of Satan.
Yeah.
But he found the drink so satisfying that he gave it papal approval. That, thank God.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, I don't care.
It's good.
Yes.
It's good for everybody.
Over $5 billion worth of coffee was sold in the U.S. last year.
I think I was reading that 67% of all Americans drink coffee every day. So I don't know what I'd do without it.
Yeah,
so.
for a lot of people, it's kind of like if you stop, it has to do with the doctor telling you you need to stop.
Right. My doctor told me to stop, but I couldn't.
I know.
I don't drink
Yeah.
as much, but
I
yeah.
don't think you're in the minority there.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, moving on now. In 1789, the U.S. War Department established a regular army with a strength of several hundred men, the nation's first official army. In 1916, American oil tycoon John D. Rockefeller became the world's first billionaire. He spent part of that fortune buying up land on Mount Desert Island, which would later become Acadia National Park. We can thank him for all the carriage trails and that sort of thing. In 1982, a big scare was felt around the nation when Tylenol capsules laced with deadly cyanide claimed the first of 7 victims in the Chicago area, a case that remains unsolved. I remember that too. They had a huge recall. Everybody was afraid about the average everyday medications we took because that was the first time it really had been tampered with in that way.
Right, and I'm pretty sure that's the reason why we have seals on
Oh,
anything
yeah.
like that
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
right?
And it kind of led to that into food products too. A lot of the
Right.
drinks you get now, you have to peel a thing, you know.
Right.
So.
Right. Sometimes they come without, and I'm like, am I going crazy, or is that just an accident?
Yeah.
I don't know. That always drives me a little crazy. And in 1994, the U.S. House voted the end of the practice of lobbyists buying meals and entertainment for members of Congress. Today's birthdays include comedian and actor Andrew Dice Clay, who's 65, pop singer Halsey is 29, and actress Chrissy Metz turns 43.
I like Chrissy Metz. Andrew Dice Clay, too. We can't repeat any of his jokes at this hour because it's too foul, but
I'd probably like
I
it
don't know
then.
if you're familiar with him, but yeah, he's funny.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
I know, it's really hard not to be foul at this hour.
Right. All right, let's talk about the forecast. Nothing foul about that. Maybe a few more clouds today, but we will still see some sunshine as we head into the weekend.
The birds are flying north, though.
They are. I noticed some ducks heading that way yesterday. Yeah.
Nothing foul about that. Here's Devin Biggs.
Hey, Craig and Emma, happy Friday. And we're starting off with areas of dense fog that's starting out across the region this morning. Pretty widespread in some spots as well. Many areas are down to about a half mile or less, and some spots even up to a mile at best. So definitely take it slow this morning and allow extra time to get to where you're going. If there's any good news to report, though, we will work on getting that fog out of here, as there's pretty much going to be a lot of sunshine today. We have a few clouds tracking in from the southwest and going to the north and east. But otherwise, we're looking pretty good out there. We're going to be staying dry all day long, and in fact, the next several days too. The rain you see right about in here will stay away from us, so as we have high pressure right about in here, so that'll help to erode any rainfall. We may get some clouds in here today, though, which may help to obscure the sunshine for a bit, but otherwise, we're going to stay dry for the next several days. Futurecast moving forward, showing some clouds moving in from time to time, mixing in with some sunshine. A few more clouds approach later on tonight, maybe mixing in with some areas of dense fog yet again. So clouds and areas of dense fog possible later on tonight again. As for the wind, not too bad, though, roughly at around 3 to 5 miles per hour at best, but notice the winds stay rather relaxed today, tonight, and also into tomorrow, so not much wind to be worried about moving forward. So lower 70s today, not bad, partly cloudy, that south wind getting up to around 5 miles per hour. By tonight, upper 40s, partly cloudy, areas of dense fog yet again, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a mixture of clouds and sunshine with temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
Thank you, Devin. Maine's leaf peeping season may not be at peak season yet, but that's not keeping Millinocket businesses from benefiting from it.
Matthew Juronsik has the story.
There's nothing like fall in Maine, and you can tell the seasons are changing when the beautiful foliage is on display. It's also a time that brings out some of the earliest leaf peepers.
Whether they're from Philly or New York or, south side of Boston, wherever they may be from, they really understand that this is a lot different from where they live.
Historically, leaf peeping season starts around mid to late September, but locals say this year seems to be a little later than past years.
It's definitely just starting to break into fall leaf peeping season here, and We are getting lots of calls, actually. It's going to be a busy weekend for us.
Business owners say as the colors change, the cash registers will start to ring even more.
We'll see more and more people coming through the whole area, stopping at all the different locations. It's a beautiful time to be in northern Maine.
It's a big boost to the local economy. People from all over flock to the area to see Mount Katahdin in the spectacular fall colors.
It really brightens up the landscape. After seeing green for so many months, you can see the definition in the hills a lot better, and it really brightens up everything.
However you decide to capture Maine's beauty, Millinocket business owners hope you'll take the time to explore the area.
Slow down, enjoy it, take a look around. Nothing wrong with stopping here and there. Get out of the vehicle, look around, have it, enjoy your time.
In Millinocket, Matthew Juronsik, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Starting to get pretty out there.
Yeah, even more up there.
Yeah.
Still to come here this morning, Ryan Sudol will have the latest with sports.
Don't go away.
Mesothelioma is more than a ravaging illness. It is a disease that can ruin a family's finances and is never the victim's fault. The law offices of Joe Bornstein has been fighting and winning for Maine families for nearly 50 years, and we've collected over $500 million for injured Mainers. If you or a loved one is a victim of mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, call Joe today for a free case evaluation and to learn about your family's legal rights. Dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
When Dover Audiology wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Come to Dover Audiology and find out where people from Kittery to Eastport go to get their hearing aids. Knowledgeable, friendly, and reasonable. Dover Audiology is your best place for hearing solutions.
I got rear-ended at a stoplight, and the insurance company tried to give me this tiny little check.
Don't take a tiny check from the insurance company.
I called the Twos, and Lowry and Associates got me $300,000.
Call the Twos. We win for you.
Anyone can choose to make a difference. You can help people succeed, rebuild after disasters, protect the environment, or feed the hungry. Not only will you make a difference for others, but for yourself. You can earn money for college, learn career skills, and make friendships that last a lifetime. Make a difference. Choose your future. Choose AmeriCorps.
Local news weeknights at 6 with Beth Jones and Peter Dubois on ABC 7.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudol here. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start up in Orono, where UMaine women's soccer is out to one of the best starts the team has ever seen in its 34-year history. The Black Bears have gone their first 10 games without a loss, 7 wins and 3 ties. They're also 2-0 to start America East play, with forward Abby Kramer being named this week's America East Player of the Week and Kira Kudzinski being named Goalie of the Week. But, of course, it takes a village, and that togetherness has really helped the team's deep talent show out.
Our talent pool is as competitive as it's ever been. We've got outstanding leadership, and I think being able to blend the new players into a cohesive team has happened a little quicker than I anticipated.
We worked a lot of team bonding and all those things, so just like playing together as a whole unit instead of like separate individual players is like what makes us really great.
And even though the team is well aware they're currently making history, the preseason MO of unfinished business is still all they are worrying about right now. As America East play hits its stride, the Black Bears are honing in on just staying consistent. If they can do that, they hope to win their first conference title ever.
Continuing to pose what we do on the game and not worrying about anything else. Our feeling is if we can do what we do well consistently, then we hope that the outcomes are going to take care of themselves.
Like the team's been talking, it's great to have this great start, but in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't mean anything if we can't keep it going. So.
Okay, let's stay with the Black Bears and move over to the Alphon. The anticipation is building for men's hockey's season opener in 2 weeks, plus the return of one of the nation's best in goal. Victor Osman is back for his 5th year with the Black Bears. Osman has amassed over 1,700 saves in his career and is coming off a season where he was named a Richter Award semifinalist and made second-team All-Hockey East. For Osman, his reason for coming back was simple. A first-round Hockey East tournament loss is not how how he wanted to go out.
Obviously, it didn't end the way we wanted to, and I knew a lot of guys were coming back, and I was just hungry for more. I feel like we got something really good going on, and yeah, it kind of led to my decision, want to come back and trying to go for another run.
With his accolades, Osman has high expectations for himself in his final year. Those expectations only add on to the high ones for the team as a whole. When you have a great goaltender like Osman, it can prove to be a real spark, perhaps more so this year than others.
Just want to build off of my year last year and do even better, and I want to be consistent and help the team win every night.
Your team plays with more confidence when you have good goaltending, you know, and I think you saw that as the year went on for us last year. It should be something that is a strength of our team this year.
Now let's head over to Husson, where Eagles women's tennis has a big weekend ahead of them, hosting the NAC Conference Tournament on Saturday. Husson going for their 6th NAC title in a row, albeit with a smaller team than normal. Just 8 players for the Eagles after having 12 last year. Plus, the 6 returning players from last year's team had not seen much action before this year. But that small size has turned out to be a huge advantage in this year's run.
With 8, you can really focus in on some things that maybe you wouldn't always get to if you had a larger team. We could do some specialty shots like drop shots, isolating particular strategies that we don't always get to. So that's been kind of fun. And also it just, everyone gets to know each other a little bit better, so it's a little tighter knit group.
Unlike previous years, though, the Eagles are playing from under as the 3 seed, their lowest seed since 2017, the last time they didn't win the NAC. But with those 6 players coming back who know what it takes to win championship gold and know the home court environment so well, their position on the bracket might not mean much.
We know the environment, we know the nerves, we know like that there's gonna be an official there and more people than normal. We're not as nervous. We've done this before. And then the other 2 girls can just like follow our lead and just kind of blend in with the energy that we already know we have.
The tournament will start at 9 a.m. on Saturday at Armstrong Tennis Center in Hamden. Okay, that's all the time we have for sports. I'm Ryan Sudol. We'll be back right after the break.
What can your John Deere compact tractor do? Attachments for any job. Financing that's as easy as...
like getting a library card.
Affordable.
You're going to get this bigger tractor, and it's going to be less money.
Dependable.
Through the rain, through the snow, I'll work through it all.
Comfortable.
And I haven't any idea how we survive without it.
Experience United. And build a tractor package customized for you.
All That's Metal in Herman is ready to be your trusted partner for your metal roofing and wall panel projects. Our high-quality metal roofing and wall panel systems are offered in a variety of colors and styles and backed up with a 40-year warranty. We manufacture standard as well as custom sizes in our facility in Herman. Homeowners and contractors, elevate your structures with our market-leading metal roofing and wall systems. Stop by our retail store at 893 Coldbrook Road in Herman to see our selections and to discuss your upcoming project. All That's Metal, the best roof and wall systems on the market.
A texting driver hit me, and the insurance company only offered me this tiny check.
Don't take a tiny check from the insurance company.
Lowry & Associates got me over $350,000.
Call the 2s. We win for you.
Call 222-2222.
15 years, never seen anything like this.
I didn't know I was going to cry right now.
I believe in you.
Welcome back, everyone. While temperatures are starting to cool off thanks to the fall, new data finds the Earth is continuing to get hotter.
It's causing massive dips in the sea ice and glaciers that scientists say help ward off the sun's rays. Besides creating problems for people, researchers say the crisis is pushing some adorable Arctic animals to their limit. Fox News' Sean Langille takes a closer look.
They may be cute, but new research finds some penguin populations are facing a massive problem. The U.S. National Snow and Ice Data Center reports levels of Antarctic sea ice hit record lows this winter. Scientists say the culprit is higher ocean temperatures, impacted by human-caused climate change from greenhouse gas emissions.
Sea ice was much below the usual coverage for summer, and then this winter, sea ice it froze over at a much slower rate.
The vanishing ice is impacting thousands of emperor penguins who rely on it for raising their young.
The sea ice, it melted away before the penguin chicks were ready to swim. And the chicks, they have these fluffy feathers. They can't swim, and they can't dry themselves if they fall in the water. And so the sea ice melted and these penguins drowned, and it was over 9,000 penguins.
Meanwhile, a similar problem is happening thousands of miles away in Switzerland, where the country's glaciers have lost 10% of their ice volume in just 2 years.
This loss equals the entire loss we had between 1960 and 90. So we have a big acceleration, and this acceleration in the glacier melting, this is due to climate change.
The loss of glaciers and sea ice could cause global temperatures to continue spiking. This is because a lack of white snowy surfaces on Earth limits how much sunlight is reflected back into space.
Glaciers have advanced and retreated over the last millions of years due to natural causes. But what we are seeing now is completely different.
Sean Langell, Fox News.
I don't know if you noticed, but scientists are definitely sounding the alarm. We're seeing more and more stories about that in recent months, and maybe we need to pay attention.
Yeah, coastal communities, New York especially, are just, being swallowed by the ocean. So it's not just the adorable fluffy birds out in the Arctic.
It's going to impact all kinds of things in our lives.
Right.
This weekend, though, looking like it's going to be pretty nice weather. Get outside, maybe chop some wood, get the house ready for winter, that kind of thing.
Pick some apples.
There you go.
Autumn Gold will be live in
That's
Ellsworth
right.
tonight for Autumn Gold. I didn't realize until we had the executive director of the Ellsworth Chamber of Commerce on Monday, I believe. That's all. Most of it is free.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. What a gift to the community.
Nice little fall celebration there in Ellsworth.
Yeah, that starts tonight.
Yep.
Okay, but on that note, let's check in with meteorologist Evan Biggs for our full weather forecast.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, happy Friday. Areas of dense fog developing after this morning. Reducing visibility is pretty much widespread to around a half mile or less, so please be careful in many spots as you do travel this morning. Might take a bit to get to your destination, whether that's work or that's school for that matter. Otherwise, though, we're going to be watching for some clouds tracking in from the southwest to the north and east, but not obscuring the sun entirely. We'll still have enough sun to burn out the fog that we're seeing out there this morning. And even though we're seeing some precipitation further down to the south, you can see that pretty much near Boston, some other areas further down to the south. This will stay away from us, though, because of high pressure that's right nearby. There's no rain in the forecast for the next several days. Let's zoom things out and give you the bigger picture. We have high pressure right about in here. We have low pressure just to the south. High pressure will win out, though, which will help to keep the precipitation away. So a lot of dry days will be on the way. Let's break this all down with Futurecast. So again, a pretty nice day with a partly cloudy sky overall. Areas of dense fog will be possible in a few spots overnight tonight yet again. But as we head towards tomorrow, that fog will burn off, and we'll see a lot of sunshine for the day for your Friday, or for your Saturday for that matter. Then by the time we head towards Saturday night, maybe some clouds and areas of dense fog yet again, but a lot of the clouds will be tapering off. So as we head towards Sunday morning, a beautiful day will be on the way. Our average high temperature is now 65 degrees. We'll do the lower 70s today, middle to upper 70s Saturday and Sunday, back in the mid 70s again Monday, upper 70s, maybe some lower 80s Tuesday and a Wednesday, then back in the mid 70s again as we head towards your Thursday. Fall foliage, check this out, though the recent updates showing some really impressive fall colors starting to show up already near Bangor, Ellsworth, and Greenville at around 50 to 75% coverage, and some patchy coverage as well in the Millinocket area as well, the 25 to 45% coverage. So the leaves are changing quickly. Get outside and enjoy it while you can. And we typically peak, though, at around pretty much around late October, so early to mid October, maybe even late October for that matter as well. We can see that's when we start to see some peaking of the fall colors. So pretty much get outside and enjoy while you can, though, because once the leaves do change, they will be falling off the trees rather fast. So for today, though, lower 70s, partly cloudy, south wind at around 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper 40s, partly cloudy, areas of dense fog yet again, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tomorrow, mid 70s, partly cloudy, with that north wind getting up to around 5 miles per hour. Here's a look at your extended forecast. So a lot of dry days on the way. Sunday, also into Monday, mostly sunny. Temperatures in the middle to upper 70s for both days. We'll be back in the upper 70s, maybe lower 80s again for your Tuesday, with a lot of sunshine as well.
Ventilators, IV equipment,
incubators in the NICU. Every room here is filled with life-saving medical equipment that relies on electricity. But question 3 would cost Mainers $13.5 billion and put our electricity in the hands of politicians. Politicians who pocket money from oil and gas companies. I wouldn't put a politician in charge of all of this. The stakes are just too high to trust them. Question 3 is a risk Mainers can't afford.
Whether you're thinking of getting your first tattoo or building onto your collection of skin art,
Disconnected Tattoo and Art Company in Ellsworth provides the safest and most comfortable tattoo and piercing experience.
at Disconnected Tattoo, we'll combine your vision with our art to create something special that will last the test of time.
Don't trust your personal body art to anyone else.
Call Disconnected Tattoo today to schedule your consultation.
Or check out our Facebook page.
Disconnected Tattoo and Art Company in Ellsworth.
Mesothelioma is more than a ravaging illness. It is a disease that can ruin a family's finances and is never the victim's fault. The law offices of Joe Bornstein has been fighting and winning for Maine families for nearly 50 years, and we've collected over $500 million for injured Mainers. If you or a loved one is a victim of mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, call Joe today for a free case evaluation and to learn about your family's legal rights. Dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
Caswell's Grocery Liquidation, where you shop first. Shop local. Great savings and selection. It's worth the trip. You won't be disappointed.
Your dollar goes a long, 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 long way at Caswell.
15 years, never seen anything like this.
Don't stop believing.
I didn't know I was gonna cry right now.
I believe in you.
Hold on to that feeling.
A historic and massive funeral home in Massachusetts is on the market. The Turgeon Funeral Home in downtown Millbury, Massachusetts, was built in 1850 as a single-family home, but it's been a funeral home for at least 80 years. It's almost 5,200 square feet. A small sign above the for sale sign reads, "Possibly haunted." For those with the cash who are not afraid of possible ghosts, the stunning property has an asking price of $769,000. I've never seen a sign like that
Beautiful
before.
house, but no thank you.
Yeah.
All right. A rare bear is the newest resident at a zoo in England. This is Oberon, or Obi, I guess, for short. He's a rare Andean bear who recently arrived at the Chester Zoo. The 10-year-old male has been selected as the perfect match for a 3-year-old female called Pacha, who is also a zoo resident. Scientists hope the pair procreates and boosts the number of Andean bears here on the planet. Experts estimate there are fewer than 10,000 bears left on the planet. They are native to South America and have lost their homes due to deforestation, climate change, and conflict with humans. He's got himself a new girlfriend, though.
He looks pretty happy.
Yeah, he's okay. So good for that.
So that one bear specifically is fine.
He's all good.
Okay, if you missed anything, head to foxbangor.com. We'll continue broadcasting on ABC 7.
All right, we hope you have a wonderful day, everyone.